Alright, we're going to look at the focus camera. So, focus camera, think of it as a type of behavior so that we'll turn on visibility here. So that when the multiple objects are in the scene, the camera tries to keep the zoom either zoomed in or out based on a distance for the camera to stay focused on objects. We have a camera focus brush. If you use this one currently, it's mutually exclusive. You're either using a camera brush or you use the options inside of multiple players. If we were to use this one, we could say that, let's say for instance, here we'll focus on this block and then move it over. We're going to focus on this block and we'll focus on this player. So the camera is going to try, once triggered, the camera is going to try to keep both of those within the scene, within the bounds of it. Let me go ahead and go to our focus player here. We're going to turn off the only players, no targets, and we'll go ahead and turn off the check for players on screen. Alright, and then by default, we have a min range and a max range for the zooming that is going to try to keep them focused within. So we'll use the default for this one. We'll go ahead and just push start and we'll take a look at it. So we're staying focused on this last block over here and the player once we actually trigger it here. So there was no follow camera, so there's a little bit of a jump in it, in that it's just basically going to try to keep it instantly. It's going to try to keep it within those two bounds. Alright, so then if we were to start moving further away here, let me just keep jumping here, notice the camera is going to keep zooming out. So I think I'm as far out as I'm going to go for my min and max value here. But then as I start to come back in, once the padding's been reached, then it's going to start zooming back in. And you can see the slow zoom that happens with it there. And all of those are going to be controllable, and it's just going to be based on what speed and what distance you want to move it in and out for the player. Alright, so that's going to be our basic look at the focus, and we'll start jumping into the properties here.